Hey guys, it's Jackie Pizzetti here and welcome to my first video on my new YouTube channel. I've had so many people asking me what a typical day out prospecting on the Palmer is like that I thought I would make this video and bring you guys to work with me for the day. The Palmer River Goldfields is known for its gold and it's also got a really amazing history. So come out with me and hopefully we'll find a bit of both. So just about to start prospecting for the day. I've just parked up the car, gonna head in the gully down that way. But before I do, I just wanted to show you something pretty cool. So where I've actually parked, you can see it's nice and flat there. And that was actually dug out by the old timers. So those guys had a camp here, and you can even see up on the hill behind me, they've dug out more flat pads, and these are all hand dug, and they used to camp on these while they were working down in the creek. Unfortunately, it's pretty junky. But there's some pretty cool stuff around here. So the old timers left behind a lot of glass. So this is some pretty cool purple glass, broken bottle, also this little topper that used to go in a wine bottle. They also left behind their digging tools. But I found a fair bit of cool stuff around here. I found a smoking pipe, one of those clay smoking pipes. Obviously didn't detect that. You'd be mad to detect here. There is that much junk on the ground, it would just go off. But check this out. There is literally stuff everywhere. I managed to find one bottle that was still intact. But yeah, it's all pretty trashed and pretty broken. I reckon some of these bottles would have been worth a lot if they didn't get all smashed up like this, but unfortunately they did. You can just see it, it's absolutely crazy. This was once a thriving township, that's why there's so much here. Oh, wow, okay, so we got a crow chasing off two cuckoos. It's getting a bit gnarly out there. Sorry for the distraction. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm always getting sidetracked by things in the bush. There's so much wildlife and animals out here. It's really, really cool. I've forgotten the exact name of this cuckoo. It's on the tip of my tongue. But that crow is still chasing it and he's broken up the pair as well. Cranky bugger. You can hear him going off in the background. Just scooping on through behind me there. Anyway, never a dull moment out here on the Palmer, but let's get back to prospecting, hey? Oh, sweet. All right, nice way to start the day. As you can see, gold. This is a really gorgeous spot down here in front of the old township, and we're just on this creek system here which carried heaps and heaps of gold back in the day. Unfortunately, it's pretty junky from the old towns around, but it's cool to see the history nonetheless, and we just have to sort of detect around and try and find spots out of the junk zone. But I just wanted to show you, it's pretty bloody cool. Up here, one of the foundations or one of the sort of walls on the old house is still standing. And you can just see it just behind me there. So 150 years of fire and flood and cyclones and all sorts, and that sort of stuff's still here, so that's pretty wicked. See, it's kind of screaming at me, but sometimes big gold does that, so it's worth doing. I'm going to dig this out. We'll figure out what it is. All right, got it out, and there's the hole, and here we go. Little piece of a boot tack. Woohoo! So you guys want to see this? It's really cool. So first rains of the season, they fill up all the gullies that were dry, and because there's so many gum leaves in here, it leaches tannins in the water, and we end up with this jet black water. It basically looks like an oil spill. It's hard to sort of show it on camera, but that is pure black water, and it's toxic. You can't drink it, it'll kill the fish. I'm going to have a little look further up because there's this little spot where a natural spring flows into the water. We like to call it the aquarium, and there's a bunch of black bream living in there, or sooty grunters, whatever you know them as. And I might check on the little fellas, see if they're alive. The fish are onto it. We knew they were hanging around this spot during the dry season because it gets spring fed and they would have water until the rains came. There's a bit more water in here now, but it's not black. It's a little bit tinged funny, but it's got that nice flow of fresh water, and the fish are still in here. They're alive. Woo-hoo. My detector's running pretty noisy. It's been raining a little bit around, so storms hanging around, wet season, just getting that typical EMI. But could have another boot tack here, not too sure. Kind of sounds like another boot tack, but you just got to take every target, because sometimes what you think sounds like junk ends up being gold. All right, it's out of the hole now, not too deep. So let's get that in the scoop and see what it is. If it is a boot tack, it'll be boot tack number 3. So that's 1 gold, 2 junk so far. Look, I can see it. Boot tack. All right, there you go. That's the stuff that they don't show on TV. Realities of prospecting, hey? And this is literally a sample of what we do all day, every day. Hours. You want to be digging up 30, 50 targets a day if you want your chance at finding gold, because there is just that much junk here. And the old timers, they tracked it all down. So wherever you find junk, there's gold around. It's just covered in junk. There's sweaty, and then there's whatever this is. Absolutely drenched already. It is so muggy out here. All right, out. So it's pretty shallow. That's not great. Another tack. So I have had no luck in this side gully as far as gold goes. I found 2 horseshoes and about 4 or 5 boot tacks. So I'm just going to head back out to the main gully. Oh, and I saw a dead snake. Haha. but it's goldy gold. Okay, so that's second piece of gold for the day, and I've probably dug up like 10 junk targets. Back on the main creek now, and I'm just working those sidewalls. And I just heard that target and saw the bedrock there, and I thought that looks like a good place for gold to hang out. So this is what we're up to today, a grand total of 2 sub-gram of nuggets, and keep going. It's the only way you're going to find anything bigger. Here's something pretty cool. I was just detecting along here, and well, you'll see. So I went down to have a closer look because it's pretty much on the top of the bedrock bar, and just in there. Gold. All right, I want to show you something really cool. I've just come up to some old timers workings along the edge of the creek here, and this stone pitch wall is amazing. Check this out. Ta-da! So all these stones hand stacked, and what they were doing was clearing all the material out of the creek here, getting all the pay dirt, and then they'd stack it up along the edges like this. And once upon a time, this whole gully probably had stone pitching going for the whole length, which is about 1.5 kilometers. And obviously it's been worked, and the bulldozers came through in around the 1970s and 80s, and they took a lot of the pay dirt and old mining material so they could reprocess it. But I mean, you just got to stop and appreciate the quality of the work that they did, all with hand tools, and all the way out here. Yeah, they can build something that lasts for so long. It's just incredible, and it's really cool to look at. I hate digging up their junk, but I really do love looking at the history. Well, this is a pretty cool thing. I didn't dig up a piece of gold, but in here I just found a Chinese button. So it's different to our ordinary Western buttons like what I'm wearing. The Chinese used to basically have these sewn onto their shirt, and then the little circle bit would slide through the loop. And sometimes these buttons have gold on them, they're gold plated, and I found a few like that. I can't tell with this one, but I'll give it a bit of a clean when I get home, and maybe it'll be a little bit gold still. So starting to get some pretty serious EMI now, and I can actually hear the thunder. There is a storm that's about to kick off here soon. So I'm walking out of the gully and just making sure I'm close enough to the car for my escape. Might have to cut off this session a bit earlier than expected. All right, just got out. Time to head off. There is a big storm coming in. Gotta make sure camp is okay. Just made it back in time for the rain to start. Bit of a shame that we had to cut off the day early, but I guess that's just how it goes out here in the bush. You can't exactly plan the weather, you just have to work around it. So we will do a little bit of a weigh-in. Not as much gold as I'd hoped for, but we still got 3 shiny little pieces, which is much better than coming home with nothing in your pocket. And I hope you enjoyed my little video today.